Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European crossover webinar. And we're still waiting for the German iPhone. Numbers just came in right now, 94.3. Was expecting 95.1. Not a surprise if you think about the continued weakness we've seen in German numbers. Current conditions, 97.3, and waiting for expectations to pop in line. $91.3 versus 91.3. Now we are expected today to get durable goods, Dallas Fed manufacturing, but I think these economic reports really don't mean anything. Normally, durable goods would mean something. It's really in this type of environment. Whenever you see a situation like we are now, where things are somewhat coming apart, things have settled down now. Generally, these don't affect the markets very much. I'll move this out of the way. We have seen the euro going in pair back here. If you think about the way things were opening and how we could have gone and pushed much higher, it was a bit of a disappointment here in the Asian session. You would have thought the euro would have probably pushed even higher. And if you look at our analysis, coming into today says just that, is euro saw a nice rebound rally from the week's lows, but at the end of the day was incapable of closing above the key level 1154. Bulls would look to buy dips to 1113, so we're pretty real close to that 1113. You can see right now, pretty close. You can see right here, actually, we could dip as low as, looks like the good solid support probably around 1111. We shall see. And also saw the peso come up here. That's probably one key area here that if you saw the analysis, I did it before did it early Sunday morning, is I had this zone coming in right here. Right here, I think it's 2003 to 2011. You can see here we just popped just above that 2011. We've come off quite a bit. And actually, we're coming in right into it, probably be a little bit of support here around the 61%. The peso, you can see here we've dipped. Looks like we've dipped as low as 1990, and now we're at 1993. This cable's still holding relatively well. And boy, we've seen a pretty good rebound here in the dollar yen here. Very, very good rebound here. And let's see, take a look here at the news. The yuan slips to 11-year low as investors flee the trade war risk. Chinese yuan hit an 11-year low in onshore trade and tumbled to a record low in offshore trade after a sharp re-escalation in the U.S.-China trade war whacked investor confidence and darkened the global economic outlook. The yen, often barred as a safe haven, briefly rose to the highest against the dollar since the January flash crash, but those gains were erased as Japanese importers sold yen, which remained firmer against other currencies, a sign of waning risk appetite. China's economy is slowing, so the yuan fell further unless authorities take steps to stop it, said Takuya Kanda, general manager with Getimi. Some dollar buying from Japanese importers pushed the dollar yen off its lows, excluding such real demand that there's no reason to buy the dollar. Again, will continue to rise. In Chinese onshore market, that fell to 7.15, the lowest since February 2008, and the offshore slid to 7.1850, its weakest since the international trading in the currency began in 2010. The U.S. stock tumbled on Friday when President Trump announced this additional 5% duty on $550 billion in targeted Chinese goods, hours after Beijing unveiled retaliatory tariffs on $75 billion worth of U.S. products. At the G7 meeting in France over the weekend, Trump caused some confusion by indicating He may have had second thoughts on the tariffs. The White House on Sunday clarified this comment, saying Trump wished he had raised tariffs on Chinese goods even higher this week, even as he signaled he did not plan to follow through with his demand that the U.S. close Chinese operations. In Asian trading, the benchmark 10-year yield fell to 1.4560, slowest in more than 3 years. So early this month, the yield curve inverted for the first time in more than a decade. Long-term yields traded below the short-term yields, which is commonly considered a sign of economic recession. And let's see here. That's about it. And you can see here with the euro, we've come into this 1117. As I mentioned, looking for buyers to come and step in to pick up dips at 1113. So we're down here. Um, But as I mentioned, it's a bit of a disappointment that we weren't able to push even higher here in the euro. True disappointment there. So we'll actually start off with the euro, and bear with me. So as I said here with the euro saw a nice rebound rally from the week's lows, but at the end of the day was incapable of closing above the key level 1154. Um, Bulls will look to buy dips to 1113. Bears will make a stand at 1196. A daily close above 1213 would launch a flurry of buy stops with the initial challenge at 1285. But you can see us dipping back here right now. We were looking at 1113. So far, the looks like the low's been right there at 1117. But here, right there, we're looking right there. Right there. If you come here, it can come down here to, as I mentioned, right there at 1113. Let's go and put this here. And resistance. Well, this is a bit surprising that we weren't even able to really even get beyond. I would have thought we would have seen a bigger move here. Um, so this was a bit of a disappointment there. But we'll go with resistance with the thought that we'll get beyond there. We'll go with initial resistance at 1180, which isn't really saying a whole lot if you think about it. And it's still bearish. We haven't changed anything yet. Maybe let's go into the cable. Cable finished the week at session highs. Short covering should continue with confluence resistance at 2324. along with 23.37 to 23%. A break above will challenge 24.05. Initial support is 22.26. With solid support coming in at 21.87. So we're going to go with that initial support, which is, as I mentioned right here, is 22.26. And we'll stay right here with this 23.24 for resistance. Cash challenges can still continue to press here. Let's see. The Aussie remains hanging by a thread. A daily close below 67.48 will target initial move to 65.80 with a pause at 68.71. Initial resistance at 68.03 and a daily close of 68.31 to raise doubts to the bears. So, we took this dip here, but we're coming to rallying right back here. Let's see on the intraday. We've come off quite a bit of those lows. We have to turn around and challenge these right back again. And we probably spooked the market after we dipped that low. So let's go right here. You see here, let's go with 67.19 for support. And on the upside, 67.74. This is some pretty good resistance right in here. Let's come in right across here, 67.65. Go to 67.65 on the upside. Moving on to the Kiwi. The Kiwis defended the major level of 63.89. That was obviously before today's move here. 67.89, 63.89 for the time being. Bears were looking for initial test of 63.26. Here's that 26 we're looking at. Minor short cover is possible to 64.52. Bears remain in full control with only a daily close above 64.93, raising concerns. So there's going to be our bias chart support right here. It's 63.26 we were looking for them to potentially move to. And you see where that's coming from. So right there, 63.26. And on the upside, $64.06. I need some water. Let's see. Okay, let's move into the dollar CAD. The dollar CAD is struggling at the 33.36 level. Friday's session took another failed stab at 33.36. The pair is open to a slide back to 32.36 with solid support at 31.93. Resistance remains at 33.36. A break above would challenge 34.15. So we're looking for potentially a move back down to 31.93. And let's see. And we'll go with 32. We'll stay with this 32.56. Let's go to the peso. So the dollar peso continues its upside assault with major 1995 confluence with 1993. A break above will test a flurry of stops between 2006 to 2011. Overall, the pair will then challenge 2031. So you can see there's at 2006 and 2011, we topped the upper portion of this zone, and that's where we ran out of gas. So for right now, though, as if we've already blown those stops, the resistance then is going to come in right there at that, at least for today, is going to be that 2006. And support. Let's go move into the 2-hour chart. It's going to be right here at 1987.5. Now let's go into the dollar yen. Here, the dollar yen broke out of its minor trading range, challenging 527. Bears will look to press for the flash crash low of 464, which we already got that. On a longer term basis, looking for a new range of 0122 to 0322. Resistance comes in at 590. Well, obviously, we got above that 590 here. Let's take a look here on the daily. So we'll keep that as our resistance that we listed 590. And support now is going to come in right there at 529. The market is trying to hold here. We have to turn around and give up all these gains now. Yeah, it's going to be right here, that 528, 528. And let's go to the dollar index. The dollar index closed below 97.60, turning the index bearish. Aggressive shorts will be targeting 96.50. You can see the 96.50 down here. Initial resistance is at the 2H level of 97.85 with 2-hour support at 97.25. Well, we're pressing, still pushing against this. So we're looking at look here right there, 97.95. We're gonna be looking at right there at 97.95. And support, trying to split the difference right there for now, 97.54. Okay, and let's go into the cross rates. Okay, the Kiwi yen broke to new lows, but held above major level of 67.15. Well, we broke below that on the Sunday session. Additional support in this zone comes in at 66.68. We even took that out. So let's go and take a look. 2-hour chart, see where we stand. We had a decent little rally back. Right there. We're going to go right there, which can be 66.87. And resistance. We'll go right there. It was 67.63. And onto the euro yen. The euro yen is closed below major support level of 1770 with the next target of 1620. Resistance is now 1770 followed by 1828. So we'll stick with this 1770 here, although I think we did punch up above that. Let's take a look here. Yeah, let's go right there on the 2-hour, which is 1779. Support will come in right across there, which is going to be 1726. 1726. The euro. The euro has made the move higher after spending last week defending major breakdown levels 63.41, initial resistance at 65.80, followed by 65.70, which obviously that didn't make any sense. 65, be 67, 66.80. A daily close above 66.09 launches the pair to challenge the high of 67.87. So let's take a look, go on to the 2-hour chart. And that was that upper resistance area that we're saying instead of 65.80 was 66.80. Now it's just going to be already seeing this euro weaken quite a bit here from where we were. Resistance now would be this 65.50. That's still 100 pips away. We have really fallen off quite a bit against the Aussie. Resistance will now be 65.27. Support comes in right there, 64.27. Some right here at 64.37. Already fallen off so much, so let's go back here. 64.38. So we're almost there. Now moving to the Euro QE. The Euro QE has reclaimed the major breakout level of 73.09 and closed above 73.90, allowing for a challenge of 75.03. Well, we already blew past the 75.03 in the Asian session, with a potential to 76.98. So support is at 73.09. So now it's going to be 74.78 for the resistance. Support will be right there at 74 even. Moving into the ASEAN. The ASEAN has turned lower, breaking the week's support, opening a possible challenge of 69.47. You can see that down there. Initial support is 70.78. Resistance is 72.28. And let's go on and did say we're open for about a short covering. Let's go and take a look at here on the 2-hour chart. Oh, resistance is going to be right there, 71.83. And that's going to be support right there, 70.76. Moving on to the guppy. The guppy is attempting to break out, but the yen's pull is great. Pair needs to defend 29.09, which actually broke below it, obviously with the yen strength. So let's take a look what we're at now. Obviously, we saw some big moves here in Asia in regards to the yen. So support now, we already had the big move, is now going to come in right there at 28.85. Resistance right there. I think we just hit it already. 30.08. We'll call it 30.07. And let's go and finish up with sterling odd. Sterling odd reclaimed the major level of 80.80, allowing for an initial challenge of 82.60. Well, heck, we got to the 82.60. Big moves in Asia with a potential to 84.14. So support comes in there on 80.56. And resistance now will be right there. 81.88. 81.88. This is actually now moved into bullish. And let's go on and take a look at the bund. And you can see the bund is starting to pare back in here. And actually, when you look at the difference between the 10-year yield and the bund is strengthening. So it should be, you would expect that to be supportive for the euro. S&P still on a move back up in here. Let's take a look here. And then right here, 28.85. Okay. Before you get to the 61%, right there, looking at 28.85. So you're about another 7 handles. You see there, a very nice level there, 28.85. Gold still continuing to slide here. Let's go and take a look at this. A lot of good touches coming in right there, 1560. You can see that. Actually, right there, 1563. And let's go on and come back into the main screen. You can see here the cash dollar index still trying to push a little bit hard, 97.97. The euro's right here, basically 11.12. And here's that level that we talked about. Now we had 11.13. right there. Just go in that area here. Cable continues to slide a bit here. Dalian still pushing up a little bit higher. We had 590, we're at 596 right now. And Dow Index still trying to push a little bit higher. So we shall see how things settle up. And thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar. I'll go and get the bias chart posted.